Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, I introduced you to Python, and in this one, we will be talking about its data type. So there are four primitive data types in Python: int, float, string, and boolean. These form the building blocks of non-primitive data types, which are lists, dictionaries, tuples, and sets. So let's start with the primitive data types, and then we will move on to non-primitive. So I will make a variable here and assign it value 10, and let's check its type by using the type function. So I get int. This is what we call dynamic programming. I did not write int anywhere in my program, but the value was integer and my interpreter understood it. Before we move on, there is one point you should note, that in shell we will be writing variable name to get its value, but when we will be working in files, we will have to use print function. Now let's check a float value 9.2, and let's check its type, it's float. Now let's move on with a string and let's check its type. So str here stands for string, and last one is boolean. Let's check its type again. There's one more data type called complex, 10 plus 2j, and let's check its type. So it's complex. So we are done with primitive data types. Let's now move forward. Lists are just like arrays, but they are non-homogeneous. So you can make an array of different data types using lists. They are mutable, so you can alter its value at any point. It can also have duplicate values, and it is represented by square brackets. So let's make an empty list, and let's check its type to confirm whether it's a list or not. And this is a list. If you want to know the functions related to list, write the list name with followed by a dot, and a list like this appears. Let's use the first function append. This is used to add values to the list. So one point to remember is that you do not pass three values, otherwise you get an error like this. You can pass only one value at a time. So this is our list with only one element. So I have added few values to my list, and now my list is this. Let's use sort function to sort the list in ascending order. For descending order, you can use reverse function like this. Next is pop, which is used to delete a particular element from the list. There's a function called remove, which is used to do the same thing as pop. The last function is clear, which is used to empty the list completely. So as lists are like arrays, we can use indexing with them. So a at 0 gives us the very first element, which is 2, and a at 3 is 10. So we are done with list, and the next data type is dictionary. Dictionaries store data in form of key and value. They too are non-homogeneous. They are non-mutable, and so you can alter the values but not the keys. It cannot have duplicates values, which is a major advantage over lists, and it is represented by curly brackets. So let's start off by making an empty dictionary, and let's check its type. Let's add a value to the dictionary. You write the key in the square brackets and assign the value by an equal to sign, just like this. So here's our dictionary. Let's now use pop function to delete the element. I have added few values to our dictionary, and just like list, indexing can be done here too. So let's try indexing. In the square bracket, you write the key and you get the value. So a at 3 is not present in our dictionary, and we are getting an key error. To avoid such an error, we can use the get function. The get function is just like indexing, but the only advantage is that if you do not have any value present, it won't give you any error and your program won't be interrupted in the middle. So the last function is clear, which is again used to empty the list. Okay, so we are done with dictionary, and before we move on, let me just brief you about sets. Sets are just like lists, but they are represented by curly braces, and it has qualities of both lists and dictionaries. So let's move to our next and the last data type, which are tuples. Tuples are just like lists, except they are immutable. It is represented by normal brackets. So let's just make an empty tuple, and let's check its type. Adding values to tuple is very easy, and this is how you do it, and our tuple is ready. Indexing can also be done in tuples, but if you try changing the value, you will get an error like this. So that's all for this video. Try experimenting with all the data types you have learned. Coming up next, we will be learning inbuilt functions and slicing. Thank you for watching this video.